Before I begin, I hope you guys had a Merry Christmas, and for those who don't celebrate, Happy Holidays, except for you, John Mara, Joe Judge, and Dave Gettleman. So this was something that I was planning to do at the very end of the season. However, the news that Joe Judge and Daniel Jones are likely coming back for 2022 made me decide that I should make this video now. What more can I say that this team is putrid. 4-11, this team is so incompetent. The Giants have the same record as the Jets. Yeah, New York football does suck. At least the Buffalo Bills, if you count them, they're 9-6, but we're not here to talk about them. We're here to talk about the New York Giants. Because as a fan of the team, since Kerry Collins was the quarterback, they've broken me. Our stupid ass owner wants to act like everything is okay. He wants to bring back Daniel Jones, who was a mistake to draft with the 6th overall pick in the first place, for next season. And also Joe Judge, this complacent loser who keeps saying the same damn thing every damn press conference, like he's okay with losing despite being this wannabe Bill Belichick and Bill Parcells.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Somebody make sense of this to me, please. John Mara, no, you did not find your new Bill Belichick or Bill Parcells. You did not even find your new Ray Handley. I actually wasn't born when Ray Handley was the head coach of the Giants, but I know Giants fans who are old enough to remember will tell you that Joe Judge is worse. But John Mara really wants to bring him back. Like, I'm just so baffled. It's like Waldo Geraldo Faldo from Family Matters is the owner of this team, and then his clone is the head coach, and then another clone is the GM. If you're a Giants fan like myself who's pissed off to the bitter end, feel free to hit the like button so we can get this out to more people. If you could please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell for more sports content, that'd be much appreciated. Links to my social media are in the description. Now, I will be fair to Joe Judge about one thing. His hands are tied at quarterback. I have said before that Daniel Jones has been set up to fail with the Giants, but he's definitely had his own faults too when it comes to decision making. He's not able to process things fast enough. However, unless you're just stupid, we knew Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm wouldn't be any better. And I'm not sure what made Dave Gettleman or John Mara think that either of them would be remotely serviceable backup quarterbacks. But also how terrible of a head coach Joe Judge is. I could probably find plenty more examples than just what I'm about to bring up right now. Week 1, when he didn't even know the rules of the game and challenged a scoring play. A scoring play that even when we were watching it live, it was clear as day that the refs got it right that he got in the end zone. Or when Joe Judge decided to blame his headsets for the misuse of timeouts. Even if there really was something wrong with the headsets, it sounds like a lie and it sounds like excuse making, but even if it wasn't a lie, the fact that it took until week 8 for him to even say anything about it is just unbelievable. For an NFL head coach to be that pathetic. Joe Judge is just so clueless. He's all talk, no substance. If you watched one Joe Judge press conference, you've seen all of them. Give the other team credit. I like the effort, I like the fight, even though we got our asses kicked. We're gonna look at the tape. Memories of Ben McAdoo. I wasn't on YouTube yet when Ben McAdoo was the head coach of the Giants, but those who knew me back then knew that I had a lot of venom for him. If it looks a little bit different here, it's because I forgot to throw this in during my first take, so I'm throwing this in now. How Joe Judge always says that the team had a good week of preparation. No, you didn't. We can clearly see it on the field. And also how he keeps saying that he determines who plays based on practice.
We're talking about practice. We're talking about practice. We ain't talking about the game. We're talking about practice, man.
Joe Judge blames his coordinators for everything, doesn't take accountability for himself. He really said after that loss to the Eagles that the special teams gave the Giants field position.
What?
Riley Dixon is the new Matt Dodge, but with no Miracle at the Meadowlands. Well, this team isn't even good enough to be up by as much as the Giants were up in that game. Well, other than against the Panthers, but whatever. This team sucks. Riley Dixon sucks. He's punting the ball from the Giants 40 to the Eagles 24, but that's such great field position, right? Riley Dixon had 8 punts for an average of 36.8 yards. No wonder why Joe Judge has to look at the tape all the time, because he's obviously not even watching the game. But yet John Mara wants to bring him back. It's clear as day John Mara doesn't want this franchise to succeed. Plain and simple. I also really hate this idea of moving on from Dave Gettleman, but keeping Joe Judge. And by the way, I cannot wait to see Dave Gettleman gone. Well, I do and I don't. Reason I don't is because I'm afraid that whoever's the next GM will be exactly like what Dave Gettleman is. A yes man. How about go get a new head coach too, and a GM that's not just going to be a yes man to John Mara. I was watching The Entertainer talking sports, and he talked about this in his video, how Dave Gettleman got this job because of his ties to the Giants from the past, and to be a yes man to John Mara. Much like the Yankees gave Aaron Boone the job as the Yankees manager to be their yes man. John Mara's grandfather, the one who founded this organization, must be rolling in his grave. And same with his father too, who he took the reins of as the owner of this team. No matter who the Giants draft, even with the Bears' first round pick too, the Giants are going to suck in 2022. I wouldn't be surprised if they suck in 2023 as well, especially because the cap situation is absolutely terrible. I hope John Mara has a really fun time learning the hard way that no one wants to keep paying to see a product year in and year out that he seems so content with putting out. I hope he has fun learning the hard way that was such a spit in the face to just give season ticket holders a medium soda. A medium soda is all you're gonna give them when they've really spent their hard-earned money to just see the same god-awful product every single week? You should be giving out free beers, because if you're a Giants fan that can watch a Giants game without even a sip of alcohol, God bless you, because I don't know how it's even possible at this point. People who say you don't want to fire Joe Judge because you don't want to keep looking for a new head coach every 2 years, true, that is what dysfunctional franchises do, but guess what? You wouldn't need to if you just hire the right guy in the first place. I know, that was like brain surgery, wasn't it? So, about bringing back Daniel Jones next season, yes, I've said that he's been set up to fail, but also he's had his own faults too. Because Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon can't be any worse. I know the comment section's about to get real toxic right here, but you may as well give Colin Kaepernick a shot because you got nothing to lose at this point. If Kaepernick's okay with being a backup, and I haven't really kept up with college football this year, I'm going to be honest about that. For those who've been around on my channel for a while, you know I'm a USC Trojans fan for college football, and that's not going a whole lot better than the Giants. But for college football as a whole, honestly, haven't really been able to keep up, but from what I do know, this year's quarterback class is not that spectacular, so it's probably not going to be in the best interest for the Giants to draft a quarterback in the upcoming NFL draft. Although, what I will say about Daniel Jones, I actually do think that if he's in the right system, he can be a serviceable quarterback, much like Jared Goff was in Sean McVay's system. In fact, Jared Goff was actually a little more than serviceable for 2 years. He was actually a Pro Bowler. We know that as long as this dunce is the head coach of the New York Giants, Daniel Jones is not going to be in the right system to at least be serviceable. The coach's number one job is to put his players in the best position to succeed, am I right? Joe Judge can't even do the bare minimum with that. Kenny Galladay's making $72 million a year. Kadarius Toney was the first round pick in the draft, and the two of them combined have less touchdown catches than the starting left tackle. That's literally how embarrassing this is. Both Daniel Jones and Darius Slayton have regressed under Joe Judge. Pat Shurmur sucked, but at least Daniel Jones looked somewhat promising under Pat Shurmur, and Darius Slayton looked like he could at least be a good number 2 under Pat Shurmur. Also, speedy recovery to Sterling Shepard. It does look like he's played his last game as a Giant. I've always really liked Sterling Shepard. It's just a shame that he could never stay healthy, and wherever he goes, unless it's another NFC East team, best wishes to him. We know John Mara won't sell the team, but as long as he does own this team, the circus is going to continue. As much as I don't want it to, and as much as I do want to see things get better, I'll just be realistic. As long as John Mara owns this team, no, this team is not going to progress. But I will stay with this team, even if this team goes 0-17 next season, or if they go back to 16 games next season and this team goes 0-16. But the fact of the matter is, if the Giants are going to ever see any success again, it's going to have to start with John Mara selling the team. Or if John Mara gets his head out of his ass and realizes that what's going on is not okay, and if he can stop being so content with losing, because
You play to win the game.
And he can hire a GM that won't be a yes man to him. He's seriously given James Dolan some real competition for worst owner in sports. And for those who are not basketball fans, James Dolan is the really pathetic owner of the New York Knicks that has been widely regarded as the worst owner in sports. So I really hope this ages poorly. I'll be ecstatic if it does. But just how I honestly feel, as long as John Mara owns this team's going nowhere. The fact that he actually seems this content with losing to the fact where he's actually going to keep Joe Judge for another year when he hasn't even remotely earned it. That's all I got for now. If you could please consider leaving a like, subscribing if you still haven't yet, or hitting the notification bell. Your support is much appreciated. If you follow me on social media, I'll follow you back. Please get down in the comment section and let me know what you think. And if you want to click either of these videos up above, if you haven't watched either of them yet, that'd be much appreciated. So thank you so much for watching. Peace.